Okay, guys, I got to stop researching. But I said I'd explain a little more what I'd learned. So I found out on Channel 23 it's that we are back on the list because of 495 additional cases. It says in the county. So I was looking at all sorts of data, guys, and figuring out then what's going on here with this monitoring list. So here's what I've learned. I'll try and do it as quickly and succinctly as possible. So the county has its own website. The county has certain amounts and numbers. This is the 495 that was listed on KERO, right? They are using a formula where they are putting the new results back to the date that the specimen were collected. And that's why it looks so low here, but it's the biggest date of new cases being reported. So, so that's very confusing, right? So I went to the state data and I took a look at it. And I was wondering, is the county data, going to be the thing that they're looking at to make this county monitoring list? So I found this section that explains about the county monitoring. There's 3 steps to it. First of all, there is a explanation on how they're monitoring things. They're looking at data. Okay, so they've got these criteria and they are listed. A county would be flagged if they've got elevated transmission of a case rate of greater than 100 per 100,000 people, or a combination of testing positivity being greater than 8% and the rate being greater than 25. And then they've got like it's a 14-day case rate, but they're also saying that there could be a lag because test results are taking a while to come back. So that makes sense. Then they were looking at hospitalization increases. If that over, think it's 3 days, there would be an increase of greater than 10% in the hospitalizations. And then for beds, let's see, it is if you have less than 20% of your beds available or ventilators available. Okay, so those are the things that they're looking at to flag a county. Then they go to step 2 after looking at the data they created, and they have this chart. So this chart is based on data that they already have compiled. And I look to see where they got it. And it does say that they get it from different areas, different things. I like the hospitalization rate one that they're talking about. It comes from surveys that are done daily for all of the hospitals. And so there's data and you can download it all and look at it, it's available. So basically what it is here's the case rate information, the hospitalization, and then the beds and ventilator capacity or availability. And the ones in blue, all these numbers, they're the ones that are above the threshold. And the check marks mean they are currently not on being monitored because those numbers, their numbers that they're looking at are below those thresholds. So I thought that was kind of strange because Kern's numbers seem to be higher. So I went back and said, well, where are they getting these numbers? How are they figuring this out? And so I went to another section. And oh, by the way, I could confirm by looking at step 2's monitoring. Let's go to step 2 now. That it only takes one of those categories to count. Because look, here's the list right now. Alameda, or it was before they announced the new stuff. Alameda, then Colusa, then Contra Costa. So go back and look at the chart and you'll see that it is Alameda only has one. And then there's Colusa, then Contra Costa. So it's basically, if you have any of these areas without a check mark, then you're on the monitoring list. And once again, Kern has, all check marks. So the next thing I was trying to figure out then is where'd they get these numbers? And I looked at some of the data that is listed on this page on the side through the state. And I looked at it and I found these. Now take a look at this. This is COVID-19 data cases coming in. Interestingly, look at Kern. on the new cases. Today's cases are 856. But wait, didn't the county say 495? Yes, they're different. So what I'm thinking is this is the raw data, and that now that the county takes their data and they take the results and they push it back to the date that the specimen was collected, the positives, that's why those numbers are so drastically different. But as I was looking at this, I'm going to click on here. I also noticed that, so look at this, here's the rate for new positives today. I noticed that yesterday's was 280. And I thought, okay, well, the county yesterday did not say 280 had gone up. They had less. I think it was 159 or something. But you know who did? It was another one I look at called the Worldometers. It said 280. This is a listing of all over the world of the current numbers, and they're getting them from different places. Here, right there. Okay, here it is. So if you look at the country, you can see our numbers for right now. You can see it for yesterday. You can see 2 days ago. And I'm going to click on the United States, though, to narrow it to states. Here it is. Then I'm going to click it again. And see, I think they have yesterday on this one too, but they do not have that for county. But if we click on county, click on California. Oh, it says here, view by county, but watch. So it's going to take us to the counties. Okay, so look at this. 856 is listed here. Okay, they're using the data straight from the state. Click yesterday, and it says 280. So that's why the numbers on the World Healthometers or Worldometers thing are always seem to me a little higher. It's because they're taking the data straight from the state, not from the county when they do those. But they do say the county is right here. They have a link, right? And then I realized, wait a second, what about Johns Hopkins? Because I've always noticed that Johns Hopkins has lower numbers for Kern County than that Worldometers thing. And the numbers seem to match up better to the county. And I think that's what I figured out here, guys, is that, and I took a picture of it. Is it still here? Yes. So here is the numbers based, this is the Johns Hopkins one for Kern County right here. And this was for today. And it's got the 105 deaths, but I'm telling you, this number right here, and this is county. So that's why Johns Hopkins looks like the number is lower. Look, 159. That was the day before. See, they're doing county data. Worldometers is doing and posting state data. So that's what I've learned today, that it's all very confusing. And based on the way they're crunching the numbers, it looked to me like, oh, there's one more thing. There's an actual, it's on here. Yeah, I'm going to go there. I think it's there. It has that map. It's got a map, yes, on here. If you go to this county map on this COVID-19 page, you see this, okay? And this is where you're going to look at who's on the list and who's not. And this is where you could see Kern County, and it says we're not on the monitoring list. But if you take a look at current statistics, look at this, 331.9 per 100,000, and go back to the chart, look at that. The number is supposed to be anything greater than 100 would put us on the watch list. So this is outdated data. And you can look even for Los Angeles at 327.5 here. If you go back to that again and go to LA, right here, that data, it says 395.8. So it's a day or two old, because that said 327.5, see? So we would have been on this anyhow. And also this one here, this is the testing. And it's supposed to be greater than 8% would put us in. And Kern County's was 9.1, guys. So yeah, this is a delay. But now finally, apparently, see, it says 9.1 right there. See? So the hospital stuff is down below here, and it's a little harder to track, and I haven't figured it all out. But basically, the state caught up then with that chart, and tomorrow it's going to be interesting to see how it looks. So there you go. There's your education for today on all the charts. I think I did everything. Yeah. Bye.